back everyone, welcome back to the second half of the broadcast. Welcome back here to our next match. We're going to be jumping into our PvP between Mute and LetaleX. We just saw Demi get knocked down to the lower bracket. We just saw Rebellion get knocked down. As a result, we have both Hydra as well as Shameless advancing on into further rounds in the tournament. Likewise, we're here to determine who will face off against Percival in the next round. Percival, he is waiting for the winner of the series. Let's go, let's jump in. As we're jumping into our PvP, jumping into LetaleX and Mute. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the bottom hand corner of ley lines, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself representing the Platinum Heroes. It is LetaleX. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player. We have the Peruvian Protoss representing Ping Pong Exports. It is Mute. And if you're in the chat, it is Gamba time. It's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our PvP. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go as we are going to be settling in. We do have LetaleX going for his initial opener, so is Mute, and we'll keep an eye on whether or not they do go for their 2 gates and whether or not they do hide a pylon out on the map. So far in the previous matchup, in the previous PvP between Hydra and Rebellion, we did see Rebellion go for the proxy robo in game 2, but here on ley lines, we do often see longer games. There are some nice proxy locations here, so we'll see. We'll keep an eye on LetaleX and Mute. We'll see if they're one, if they're willing to cheese. We shall see. Also great to see kind of a clash of regions. We don't often get to see Mute and LetaleX face off against each other, as they're from Latin America and Europe respectively. Often they avoid each other. Let's go. Hello. Speaking of proxy locations, Mute, he does set up here in the center of the map. The pylon gets thrown down, and Mute is going for what looks to be a 1-base all-in. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. So Mute is setting up. Cybercore is finishing. We're expecting a robo. And there it is. Robo has been thrown down. Proxy robo is on the way. Behind this LetaleX, he is scouting. He does know that a pylon is missing. He knows that something is wrong, something is amiss. And LetaleX is scouting, he's looking. He does check the center location initially. Checks the bottom half of the map, the center of the map. He's going to be on the low ground, and does he go up? Does he check? He already expands though. He already expanded. He's going for the Nexus. LetaleX is checking that top side. Looks like he will eventually find the proxy in the center of the map. But how does he react? As so far, there's no Cybercore, there's no Stargate, there's no Robo, there's no tech. He's being quite greedy. And Mute is here to punish. There we go. Defensive Robo is on the way, but again, it's a much later Robo out of LetaleX. This is in comparison to Hydra in a series against Rebellion, where he went for a Robo before expand. I mean, he never did expand. Just went with a straight robo blindly. And this is going to be a tough hold. It's going to be a tough hold for LetaleX. Here comes the Prism. Here come additional Stalkers. Sentries as well. Just rallying. You can go for the slow Warpins. Mute does rotate. Thankfully, there is a shield battery in the main. Okay, so shield battery in both bases. Mute does drop. Drops in, going for the Stalker. So far, nice control. He should save the Stalker. No! Oh, the Prism gets turned away. He's going to lose everything. Wow, he's going to lose everything here. It looks like he can maybe save 2 Stalkers. Oh, no! Oh my god, barely gets away. Gets away with 4 HP. Again, a brutal position there for Mute. So LetaleX does take the better fight. The Immortal has arrived. And again, didn't Mewtwo lose too much already? That Prism is one shot away from going down. Obviously, shields are being regenerated, but just a really rough position here for Mewt. Has to be so careful. Oh, God. He's dropping with the Prism. This is so dangerous. Speaking of... Oh, no! Jesus. Prism is forced back. He's playing with fire right now. Jumping in. Sin, once again, takes a lot of damage here on the first Immortal. And LetaleX is holding, by the way. LetaleX is holding on. So far, so good. Mew still has a large army, don't get me wrong. But he hasn't achieved too much yet, and we already have 3 shield batteries. Force fields, they do try to lock down the army. Oh! Nice counter force fields, the Immortals are breaking through. Yeah, they're pushing in, they get into all the shield batteries. Just pylon is going to go down, depowers everything. Shield batteries are depowered, and with that, Mewtwo can now collapse in. Does lift one Immortal. The boys are being pulled, but Mewtwo's done it. At this point, Mewtwo should have enough. It's still getting quite close. More Immortals have arrived. Oh, gets another Immortal kill. Wow. LetaleX, he cleans up the army. Oh, he repowered the shield batteries. Let's go. It barely repowers, lifts the final Immortal, and with that, GG gets called. LetaleX, he shuts down the all-in, and LetaleX takes game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, Mewtwo did have a really shaky start to the game, losing, was it two Stalkers early on. He attempted to go for some Immortal Harass, which didn't achieve anything either. Like, it was a very, very shaky start. And again, we got to see LetaleX have plenty of time to react, to respond, to get more shield batteries. In the end, he was even able to repower some of the shield batteries as well. I was concerned that the Force Fields was zoning him away, but he had so many Immortals, and we saw that Mewtwo, because his Prism was so low, had a really hard time actually juggling his units and saving them, preserving them, because he had to be so careful with that Prism. GG. GG, well played. Whew, nice defense here by LetaleX, and now we're loading into Tokamak. Let's go. We're loading into Tokamak. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Italian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes, leading the series 1-0. It is LetaleX. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss. We have the blue Protoss player himself. We have the premium Protoss representing Bing Bong Exports. It is Mewt. Here we go. Go. That's from here, we're going to be settling in. Once again, we'll see if either player does commit into a proxy. So far, 2 gate openers all around, and our eyes are on the initial probes. Now, remember, it was last game that Mewt went for the proxy, so I wouldn't be opposed to Mewt even just hiding a pylon and making it look like he's cheesing when really he isn't. Let's see. That's our eyes are on this probe. Does move out, and it looks like he will just scout. So just scouting. There's a second pylon. It's thrown down and next to the asses. And LetaleX will confirm. Can we include LetaleX in the most improved players of 2025? Maybe. I would say that, at least for me, there's probably some recency bias just because of LetaleX beating Nickrak 2-0 last night during Sparkling Tuna Cup. Like there's definitely some, I feel like, some recency bias there, just because I don't really recall any other big results that he's had. So I'm tentative on that one. I feel like we gotta wrap up the year first. We gotta gotta wrap up the year first. Just to see all of his overall results. There we go. As from here, we do have a nice block here out of mute. Gonna be blocking, gonna be delaying. Oh, true. Fun fact. I think I might put mute there, right? Like, I think he has to be in that. Because this year, he beat Classic, he beat Cure, right? Or took maps off of Cure. We not beat him. I can't quite recall. In KSL. Like, mute, to me, mute is kind of like Shameless, where mute, he popped off in last year, in 2024, just like Shameless, right? Like, they both had really impressive years last year. So I think some of the results are like blending together for me. The Mutant Shameless. From last year, I mean. You know what's crazy? 2025 is almost done. that's crazy, Bobby. That's crazy. Ay, ay, ay. From here, we do have our Twilight Council into Blink, so both players getting into Blink. LetaleX, of course, does have the faster tech. Meanwhile, we do see Mute with the faster expansion. So Mute, he does have the slightly better economy, just because of the heavy delay here on the expand. So a shaky start from LetaleX. Shaky. As he is now Maynarding over. Does Maynard. Mute threatening a dive. LetaleX is in position. Does block. Does block in time. Do have the Robo follow-ups. A very safe play here by Mute. Going for his Robo before expanding. LetaleX, he may expand before his Robo. Yeah, he has the money. He has the money for it. There we go. So LetaleX is being a little bit greedier here. Mute is being safer. Both heading in the same direction, just in different ways. As Mute does poke in. Doesn't have as many soldiers to work with, and LetaleX just goes for the dive. Yeah, diving on the main army. Catching at the sentry. At the same time, Adepse shed into the mineral line. Oh, and probes are finally going down. Gets 2 probes so far, and Adepse make their way in. No, no! Yeah, there's no wall up, not in time. Does force a recall. And we're getting more probes. Getting more probe kills. 6 probes going to be going down. 7 probes. 7, 8, and 9 worker kills. Nice damage here by Mute. Mute does poke in. Again, from here, Mute is going to be able to catch up economically, going into Glaives as a follow-up. Let's go. Mute is going to be more aggressive and going for an earlier timing. going for Glaives. Winding it back here, the way that this works is LetaleX, he's taking up in towards charge, in towards +1, in towards Archon production. LetaleX is going to be building up towards a longer and later game, and he'll have a more efficient army as we progress. Meanwhile, Mute, his own army has an expiration date. He's not really taking up too hard, not really thinking about a longer game state. There's going to be a big power spike with Glaives, and that's when he has to strike, with Glaives and with +1. So he's going to have the upgrade advantage as well. Very committed here from Mute. Here comes the gateway explosion, getting up to 10 gateways. And LetaleX is still unaware. He's still unaware as to what's going on. You can see he's going for the Templar Archives, taking up into Archons. Just now going for his own gates. And we'll see if he can survive the timing. Here comes Mute, just waiting for the War Prism. Prism moves out. Now Mute can rally. Now he can push. Just warping the Adepts. I say he can rally. He still has to wait for +1. But again, it will soon finish. Hallucination does get out in the depths. Big scout, he knows. And now he's aware. LetaleX already getting a 4th base. We need shield batteries. There we go. Cannons are on the way. I have more shield batteries, more stack defense. Again, this is a late scout. He's running down 3 cannons. 3 cannons, another pylon. Warping in Archons. Again, LetaleX, he now recognizes how much danger he's in. Here comes Mute. He always got his own fake Archons. Let's go. He waddles in. Gets the first Archon. Yeah, 1 Archon goes down. Almost gets a second. Does. There's 1 Archon left. And it gets picked up. 3 Archons for massive pickoffs. Now there's 0 Archons remaining. The Adepts, they can just walk their way in. Zealots, they try to charge forwards. That's what the Adepts are for. They shut down the Zealots. And LetaleX is just being overwhelmed. He's being overwhelmed here. Mute is snowballing out of control. He breaks through the front lines, takes down all the Adepts. Sorry, takes down all the Zealots, I meant to say. With said Adepts. And Mute has broken LetaleX. Again, it was just a late scout, late realization as to what was happening. Taked up too much too hard. And Mute, he's here to end the game. He's here to kill. Here to kill back. And with that, LetaleX tries to dive in. 18 probes going down. GG gets called, and Mute will tap the series 1-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, Mute, he went for a hyper-aggressive follow-up, going into +1, going to Glaives. As we mentioned, the goal there was to end the game. If he failed to do so, he would fall behind tech-wise. And we saw that, of course, LetaleX was just being a little bit too greedy, getting a 4th base, going into Archons. Not just that, but he had a really rough fight as well. Had a really rough fight. Did mess up, but he did have a really rough fight, losing the 3 Archons at the beginning of the game. Like that was brutal. That was brutal, losing all 3 Archons. And with that, GG well played. With that, we're now getting into the ace match. Oh, we're loading into Oceanborn. Okay, let's go. Something that we didn't get to speak about because we haven't actually seen any of those maps is that for this tournament there is an extended map pool, right? There's an extended map pool. There are maps that were voted on by the players. One of those maps is Oceanborn. I believe some of the others are. Let me just double check. We have Oceanborn, we have Hecate, we have Ancient Cistern, and we have Golden Aura as well. Actually, I don't think Oceanborn's a part of this map pool, so I think this was a bit of a mistake, but it's fine. Here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss representing team the Platinum Heroes, the land of Italy. It is LetaleX. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Peruvian Protoss. We have the blue Protoss for Bing Bong Exports. It is a Mute. So we are settling in. So getting into game number 3, getting into the ace match here. Oceanborn was known for a lot of aggression, a lot of proxies, a lot of all-ins. Again, Oceanborn was a part of the map pool for a very long time. I want to say 2 seasons, maybe more than that. At least 2. Not a bad map, but did stick around for quite some time. For a long time. Nope. So now we are setting up. Nice pylon block here at LetaleX. Does block. Will delay. LetaleX hitting his own base up running. My apologies, that was Sentry Expand. Sentry Expand at LetaleX. Very greedy opener out of our Italian Protoss player. Going for a lot of greed, and a Mute back at home is going for a standard opener himself, falling behind economically. So a nice start for LetaleX, having a slight edge over his opponents. Let's go. That was a clown in the chat. Come back later, baby. Come back later. What do you think this is? ESL chat? Oh my god. For now, though. For now, we are going to be settling in. Again, Blink is on the way. And we'll see when our first kind of big point of deviation does arrive. We do have some Adepts warping in, so Mute is going to be going for some aggression. Here come the Adepts. 2 Adepts, of course, they can one-shot workers, so if at any moment LetaleX is not paying attention, if he's ever distracted, these Adepts can wreak havoc, and they need to. Remember, Mute, he is behind economically because of the opener. LetaleX even going for the faster third base as well, so maintaining that economic lead. As Adepts, they make their way across the map, going for a Robo as well before the third. Just like last game, Mute being very safe. Being very safe. Robo before expanding, just like game number 2. Oh, nice catch by LetaleX, takes down both Adepts. Does move in. Yeah, again, he has plenty of Stalkers. I do appreciate how Mute does use hallucinations. We've seen them throughout this series so far. But despite that, he can't really threaten too much, has to back off. And so far, LetaleX still maintaining that lead. Still does maintain. More Adepts moving in. Immortal production has begun for Mute. Now, so far, this build has been the same as last game. Are we willing to go into Glaives again? Do we just go for the same style? This time, LetaleX with the faster forge. Okay, faster +1. Wonder why Phoenix Wars stopped being a PvP staple. Phoenix Wars is still a thing. If you recall, the only viable maps that allow for Phoenix Wars are maps that have a ramp coming into the natural. As you can see here, there's no ramp. There's no ramp coming into the natural base. That's why you still see Phoenix Wars on torches. And also, what's the other map I'm thinking of? Ultra Love. So you do see Phoenix Wars on Ultra Love. You do see Phoenix Wars on torches. The reason why you don't see it as much as you did previously is because in the meta, when it comes to making maps, now it is less common to have a ramp coming into the natural base. So it's more common to have something like this, which is your naturals on the same plane of elevation as your third or the rest of the map. So it's just all about the map. It is the same build. Same build out of mute. Remember, LetaleX did go for earlier +1. He's being more aggressive, more active. He shouldn't get much done though, thanks to the Immortal. Oh, gets a Stalker, okay. Gets a Stalker, gets one. Map design choices, yes. Well, as in, because I would say Phoenix Wars aren't healthy for the game, now because of that, like, it was a choice amongst the community to not make it a standard feature anymore, to have ramps coming into the natural to try to avoid that sort of thing. Previously it was a more common trait, now it isn't. To try to dissuade that. Like, maps are pretty, I mean, there's a reason why we try to bring up the map itself, like, whenever we get into one. When it comes to what they favor, what they don't. What styles are preferred. Less applicable in PvP, at least in this setup. And Mute, again, as time goes on, his army is getting worse over time. Remember, Mute, he did go into Glaives. He's going now +2. Mute, he's avoiding Archon production. He's avoiding any further tech. It's all or nothing for Mute. Once he moves out, so he's committed. He's essentially going for an all-in. So it's going to be all or nothing for our Peruvian Protoss. Meanwhile, LetaleX, he's setting up for a backstab, getting ready for a counterattack. Once Mute moves out, Zealots will move in. Seagull's more of a balance / unit change. No, because you still see Phoenix Wars. Like, as I mentioned before, like, you still see them on torches, you still see them on Ultra Love. Like, there are still maps that actually have the ramp coming into the natural, so you still see Phoenix Wars there. Just on the specific maps. I feel like there's another map that I'm forgetting that has a ramp into the natural. Regardless. Oh. This run by is very far out, by the way. I'm a little bit concerned that it's a little bit too far away when it comes to striking the third, because here comes Mute right down the middle. Zeltia, we gotta go. We gotta send it, man. Oof, yeah, brutal engage here from LetaleX, bleeding out some Stalkers. There we go, now they move in. And we can see LetaleX has the Bay on the way. The Bay is on the way, Disruptors on the horizon. A couple of Disruptors will be enough to shut this down, but he needs time. As you remember, we do see LetaleX with a massive Immortal lead. Okay, the Zealots are ready. The Zealots are now in position. Prism moves in. We might end up in a weird base trade. Like, again, this is a lot of supply across the map with the Prism, with the Zealots. And Mute has built up a death bull of an army. And again, without Disruptors, like, this army is looking terrifying. Here comes that first Disruptor. Here comes Mute. Just pushing in. We have Adepts shading in towards the natural. Do they commit? Okay, thankfully they do not. Zealots hit the third base. Cannon goes down, forces a recall. Zealots into the natural as well. Yeah, massive move here from LetaleX. The recall does buy so much time. 10 probe kills. 11. Ay, ay, ay. Prism goes, oh, a bit of miscontrol there. Prism goes down. No more run-bys, no more counterattacks. Mute, he can focus. He can focus on the push. Mute is maxed out. Again, LetaleX, he's been banking resources. He's not been warping in. Yeah, LetaleX has been skipping warp ins. His macro did slip. Jesus. The mass hallucination. Don't waste it over. Remember, Adepts, they cannot shade away. They cannot blink away, I should say. Nova goes off. No connection. We hold it onto the second Nova, and this time it will connect. Yeah, very nice. Takes out a massive chunk of Adepts, but that's what we need. We need another Nova like that. Needed two. Yeah, the Archons are going down. They're on the front lines. The Immortals, they just go ham on the Archons. There's one Archon left, down to 0. Oh, almost. The one Archon barely survives. And remember, as we mentioned, Mute's all in. Like, he's been all in this entire time. This is meant to end the game, and it will, one way or the other. There he goes up. Very nice connection. And Nova's, oh my god. The Novas connect. Stalkers, they blink back. All the depths go down, and here comes the warp in. Here come the Zealous. LetaleX has done it. He breaks the main army, diving on the Immortals. And again, Mute going for the same build 2 games in a row, going for the Glaive Immortal all in. I mean, it was great the last time when he caught LetaleX off guard, but this time he was so much better prepared. GG gets called, and LetaleX will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the next round. GG. Whew. GG, well played. LetaleX does take the series, does take the 2-1. Again, Mute's going for the same build was disappointing. It's difficult to really justify going for the same style multiple times in a series. That goes for all builds, that goes for all matchups, especially when it's a very quirky, very unique, very intentional build. So he went for the same style, going for the big 3 base all in, going for the early +1 into +2, into Glaive Adepts, into Mass Immortal. But this time, LetaleX had the better economy. He had straight up the better economy early on. Faster 3rd base, faster natural base. He did have the faster forge and faster +1 as a result, so he had the upgrade advantage instead. And likewise, he was able to buy a lot of time. Able to buy a lot of time with the run buys, with the counterattacks, and barely bought enough time for the disruptors. I was a little bit concerned, as I mentioned at the time. We did see that LetaleX, he was mismacroing, or he was missing macro cycles. He was missing warp ins, so that was a big concern. He had a late 2nd and 3rd robo as well, so he was slipping up a little bit, but still took it in the end. GG. GG, well played. Some very nice Novas, very nice connections, and with that, we have LetaleX advancing on into the next round. Let's go. Let us go.